Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Today's Restaurant News networking group at 9 a.m. on October the 20th, 2023. We are a group of restaurant vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef who might have a problem or a concern that they can't seem to solve. We invite you to give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com, and also take a look at our YouTube channel that has over 300 videos of meetings like this, plus other types of meetings, and it's called Today's Restaurant. And if you have an issue or a problem that you'd like to need help resolving, feel free to come here and bring it up to the group, and I'm sure that we would be able to help you with it. And if we couldn't, we would know where to go to get the information, because this group's got hundreds of years of experience amongst all of us. I've got 103 all by myself.
I was going to say maybe thousands of years, but
so we have a new face on the board. We have Andy Rice. Andy, good morning. I'm just going to ask you, just give us a quick hello, tell us who you are and what you do, and then we'll do our regular intros. And at the end of the intros, I'll double back to you so that you can add anything that you might have missed or see what we do. So good morning, and fill us in.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me, Howard. It's
A pleasure.
hello, everybody. I'm Andy Rice. I work with a company called Quail Systems. Quail Systems is a disinfection technology company that primarily uses ozone and nanobubbles for creation of a disinfectant. We often will put it in the water line, for instance, going into a produce wash sink in a kitchen. We work a lot with Dr. Al Baruti, who's the food safety vice president at Cheesecake Factory. And he says, nasty things get on the salad. I can cook my chicken. I can't cook my salad. I need to have a kill step to protect people from getting sick with salmonella, E. coli, listeria, whatever it may be. So we put this technology in where you can rinse, you can let the water just dry off of the lettuce. There's no chemicals left on it, highly sustainable, energy efficient, and provides that kill step we need to keep people safe. So from sinks to ice machines to anywhere we have a water supply in the kitchen, we can create ozonated water on site as needed for people. So again, I'm looking to connect with restaurant owners that are trying to provide a safer, better experience for their customers.
Is your product a spray, and who does the application?
Well, we would actually connect it up under, like for the produce wash, under the sink. When you turn the sink on, that water is now being ozonated. So you put the lettuce under the sink, let it soak in the basin, and it's being washed in nature's most powerful disinfectant.
So you need one for the sink and one for the ice machine.
Yeah. So you've seen how nasty ice machines get and how difficult it is to keep them clean. We put a small device about the size of an oil can on the line, and it continually puts a very small amount of ozone into the water, purifying it before it becomes ice. And as a little bit of that ice melts, a little bit of the ozone is released to kill if somebody puts a dirty scoop into the container, it would disinfect. We have them where the machines look like they were cleaned yesterday. We got some pictures out at 11 months, and nobody's done anything except just let this equipment work. So,
okay.
Andy, quick question, Andy, how does the little canister you're talking about in the ice machine, is that is it 100% effective as far as you never having to change that, or does that have to be changed out occasionally?
That's a great question. For the one that we typically would put on an ice machine, we use something called electrolytics, where we're making the ozone out of the water. Ozone is 3 molecules of oxygen instead of 2. And for that one, there is a cartridge that needs to be replaced about every, on average, 12 months because it develops scale. The one that I'm talking about under the sink is making the ozone out of air and injecting it into the water. It doesn't have any parts that need to be replaced on a recurring regular basis. So no supplies to purchase, no chemicals to add or anything like this. It's just turn it on and ozone is created.
Ed, is that anything that would that you would be able to help on that?
I can find out. I can ask some people.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Ed. I look forward to hearing what you do.
Is that my up?
Yeah,
Yep.
you can. You can start us off if you like. As long-
That's a good segue there, right?
That was a great segue, Andy. Appreciate
Thank you.
that. My name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida, just outside of Jacksonville. We're an equipment supply company. We represent Carpigiani. So we have batch freezers, soft serve machines, Pasto Masters. We have display cases for ice cream, gelato, pastry from either ISA, GTI Design, or IFI out of Italy. And we also represent BGI, which are continuous churning ice cream machines. And we will be at the Florida Restaurant Show in booth 314. Right when you walk in the door, we'll be there. Hope they'll see everybody there. My number is 904-334-4489.
Okay, thank you. Brian, can you hear us and speak to us?
I guess that means no.
I guess that means no. Brian, wave your hand if you can hear me. He says, do we have closed captioning? All right, Rick, why don't you go?
Good morning, everybody, from nice, chilly Huntsville, Alabama. I am an independent insurance broker. I help individuals that are leaving the group side and going into Medicare. Since we're a brokerage firm, we represent all the major players as far as the carriers are concerned. And we also help individuals with their group insurance. If they're a small organization, nonprofit organization, we can help their employees keep the turnover not as bad because you can offer those benefits as far as insurance is concerned, health insurance, and we do individual ACA. We are now 5 days into the annual enrollment period. This is my 7 weeks of being in front of the computer, by the phone, helping individuals review their plans, new people coming into Medicare. So that's pretty much what we do. I am licensed, office is based in Huntsville, but I am licensed all over Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, Mississippi, and now Colorado. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jessica, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Jessica Portalatin from Portalatin Law Firm. So how much money have you spent on building your business, building your restaurant? How much money did you spend on capital to invest in it, to fix it, for the lease? How about signage, menus, branding? How much is your reputation worth? Imagine you had to take that whole value and throw it in the garbage. That's what many restaurateurs are having to go through and feel because they didn't do a proper trademark search and register their brand. Here at Portalatin Law Firm, we help you make sure that your name and your logo are available for registration so that you can grow and run your business with peace of mind. So please give us a call at 305-702-0195 when you're ready to go. Thank you.
Well, the one guy that would know how much that logo is worth is Steve Whitehill.
Oh, sure. Put me on the spot. Good morning, one and all. I'm Steve Whitehill, I'm a business broker, and I help people buy and sell businesses of all sorts. Today, I want to talk about or tell you about really a restaurant I have available, in Miami someplace. It's a seafood restaurant. It does $1.8 million. The owner declares that he makes just under 400,000, and it's selling for 800,000. Assuming all the numbers are good, with an SBA loan, you could put down as little as 80,000 to get $400,000 worth of income a year. Which I don't care how you slice that. That's a pretty good return on investment and not a bad living. So that's just a sample of what we can get, and many restaurants all over the state, and many other businesses as well. Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers. I'm here to help you find the life that you can live, or want to live, actually. 561-376-7500. And my email address is steve@anchorbb.com. Thank you.
Do you find that there are more restaurants for sale now than there have been in the previous month or so? I'm not talking about exact numbers, but overall.
It's really funny. I don't really look at that in general. I mean, I look at it in gross, and I can give you two pieces of information. Before the pandemic, we had about 3,500 listings. After the pandemic, we have about 2,500, and that ranges. And my assumption, and I can't prove it. I mean, I guess if the powers that be could prove it. My assumption is that most of that was restaurants. I think the restaurants that survived are pretty stable, and are, I think, by and large, doing pretty well. That's there are exceptions to everything, but no, I think restaurants are doing. People are going out doing well, and in general, the group has. We are selling more than we have sold historically. So some people might say, oh, people want to get out before a recession, but remember, we're selling, somebody else is buying. So there are people who want to get into business as much as people who want to get out.
Seasonal a little bit, Steve, where this time of the year, right before the season starts, it jumps up, and then during the season it dies down a little bit, or is it?
No, I mean, listen, we face the same thing that, in a certain sense, realtors face. During December and January, everything comes to a stop, or for the most part, unless you have something that has started way before. People are not focused on buying stuff in those 2 months, except presents and travel and stuff like that. The normal Christmas activities. But no, there is. I don't see a particular seasonality. I'm unaware of a seasonality to our business, except for that little exception. The other rule is sometimes it slows down a bit in the summer. People are on vacations. The usual stuff that I think most of us see in one form or another.
Okay, thank you. Joe, why don't you continue?
Okay. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Joe Cregan with Tide Payment Services here in Fort Lauderdale. We are a reseller for Fiserv payment processing, as well as Clover POS systems and Adello POS system, which is strictly designed for the restaurant industry. We support about 700 merchants, mostly throughout Florida, through our offices here outside Lauderdale and Davie, and another one on not a home-based sales rep in Orlando. And we've got 1099 agents across the country. In South Florida this week, we just did an ownership change at La Perla di Pompano, a really high-end Italian restaurant just north of Atlantic and Federal, I think like 4th or so. We just did the old Pizza Fusion in Weston, closed down, and we put a Pizza Mangia Benet, who actually has another location with us in Cocoa Beach. He just opened over there. And we're starting installations in the next couple of weeks at El Toro Local in Miami on 1970 Southwest 8th Street in Cariocho, and a little further west out by the Miccosukee at 138th Avenue and 8th Street. The first two locations. really, if you want a good steak at a decent price, they're really good. But unfortunately, for us living up here, we got to go all the way down there. But but it's really good. And that's pretty much it. I can be reached at 954-635-5044. And my website is www.cardpaymentservices.net. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. TRN Terry.
Hi, everyone. Happy fall, happy days. We have to keep positive about everything that's going on and look to the future for better incoming notes from everyone. I try to keep everyone positive when I'm speaking to them.
Don't say incoming.
No, I'm not talking about rockets or missiles. I'm talking about incoming good stuff. And thank you for that. At any rate, no matter what's going on, and everyone that has spoken about this is correct, there are a lot of restaurants that are right behind ones that are closing. I have a new owner, and I'm looking for his name right now. I just got this. It's called Sandwiches by the Sea. It's in Delray. It's closed now. They're going to be redoing everything. And if anybody wants that lead, the phone number is 561-272-2212. It's at 1214 East Atlantic Avenue. And what happened was they closed up. It's a nice little place, and it was bought out by new owners. And I don't have the owner's name. I'm waiting for the answer. But that might be something maybe for everyone here, possibly, especially since they're talking about another location, which means they probably wouldn't be trademarked. They probably would need all new equipment of what they have. They have a whole lot more than sandwiches. They have ice cream. They have, all kinds of things. I also have, where was that lead I wanted to give you? And what we do here and what I am in charge of is seeing what is coming into Florida and what is coming into Georgia, when, where, who owns it, email address and phone numbers. And I have people calling me all the time wanting to know, oh, I found this. Steve, for you, there is I'm sure you've heard of it. It's a chain called Eggs Up Grill. They are looking for locations. Now, I have the franchisees. They will be in Vieira, which is a little, not right here, but they're looking for right now, the franchisees. And I have their names. And I'll give you their phone numbers, but they're actively looking for sites, I guess, on their own, as far as I can see. They're not working with anyone. And they will be opening. Does anyone know about that? Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on. I am telling you, I don't usually start this till a lot later, but I can't even begin to tell you what is going on right now. So a lot of stuff. Anyways, if anybody wants a sample or wants to reach me, 561-620-8888, or email me, Terry, TERRI @trnusa.com. I'm happy to send you a sample.
Terry, I'm looking up Sandwiches by the Sea. How long ago did they open? Because they're coming up as temporarily closed on Google.
Exactly. They are temporarily closed because the new owners are taking over now. The old owners, it says reopening with new owners. They have to change. They're changing their menu around. They're changing their redoing, adding new stuff, adding new seating, making it bigger. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there.
Okay.
So yeah, that was why I gave it out, because it's already established, but they need everything else to do what they're doing.
Awesome.
So I don't know when they're going to be reopening, but the new owners. I haven't got their names yet, Jessica, but I'll get them for you.
Sounds good.
The one I was looking at when we actually started. Anyways, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. So if anybody wants any information, if you're interested in a particular area or something, send me an email and I will look and see if I can find something for you.
Gary, is the Eggs Up Grill based in South Carolina?
I believe that it is. But they're franchising, and this particular couple wants to open several, and their names are Julie and Chris Schmidt, SCHMIDT. They have the full development agreement rights to any locations in Brevard County. So they're going to be opening several. The first one they're looking to open by spring of 24. So they need to find locations like now. And again, that particular one, these are the two I was working on this morning. That one is site searching, and I have to get their phone number because, yes, I can get obviously the phone number of Eggs Up Grill, but Julie and Chris Schmidt, I have to go into another program that you have to pay for, to get their phone number. So if anybody's interested, if you're interested, I'll get it and send it to you.
Right.
They have the full rights, franchising rights to Brevard County, and they plan to open. So.
I'll call, yeah, I'd like to get a hold of them somehow.
Okay, let me get I will send that to you.
Okay.
Yesterday I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was telling me about a restaurant that is currently opened in the New York metropolitan area, and I wasn't quite sure of the name. It's something like Top of a Bagel or Tops of a Bagel, something like that, where they have stores for pickup only. You have to order in advance. You order a dozen bagels, comes with a topping, and you come and you pick it up. And I think they have 4 stores right now, 2 with the bake-off capability and 2 with pickup only. And I think that this seems to me like a great opportunity to come to Florida. So I'm going to find out more about it, because everybody in Florida from New York is always looking for the New York bagel. Now, if they can bake them in New York and get them down here somehow, or par bake them in New York and send them down, I think it would be a home run.
Wasn't there somebody that did that? No, there was somebody that actually did New York bagels here. They boiled them and everything else. I don't.
Yeah, that's the one on Powerline and Palmetto.
No, I don't know. That may be now, but there was years ago. There was.
That was Mitch. His name was Mitch. Mitch's New York Bagel.
I don't know. It was something. It was actually a pretty big operation that all of a sudden collapsed.
Also.
Well, I'll let you know on that. It was Gene's nephew.
So the bagel shop collapsed because they didn't make enough dough, right?
Yeah. Chris, you couldn't help yourself.
Mr. Ackerman.
Okay, Chris, you're up. I mean, you're always up.
Yes. Good morning. Chris Kaufman from the sweet onion city of Vidalia, Georgia, where we had our first frost this past week.
No,
I like that first blast of cold air. It makes me feel like I lost weight. And, so we specialize in providing all-star talent to restaurant companies, large, small, and medium. We work on behalf of the restaurant owners to bring them the talent that they like and that they want and that they need in their operations to be more significant. All-star talent, conveniently reached 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. And that number is valid 7 days a week. Come back, see us. Thank you.
back now, you hear?
Yeah,
Brian, are you with us?
Brian,
Brian. I should call him on the phone.
That's in the audio. Right.
he's calling. You, hey, he wants us to sign the amputation papers.
All right. All right, Andy, you've seen what we do. So I'm going to double back to you and ask you to tell us again who you are, what you do, and how we can reach you, and anything else that you might want to add.
Perfect. Thank you. Again, Andy Rice with Quail Systems, the disinfection technology, primarily today talking about the applications in the water for produce wash and for sinks and for ice machines. My number is 864-349-3421. Again, 864-349-3421, or arice@quailsystems.com. I would love to talk to any of you who are talking with the restaurant owners, the decision makers there, because the person that decides on branding or the person that decides on staffing is the same person that's going to be concerned about food safety and quality assurance and protection of their company. So perhaps we can share the people that I'm talking with are the same ones that need to talk with you. So, and I will be going to the restaurant show in November, so would love to meet as many of you as possible.
Good.
Do you have a booth?
I do not have a booth. No, I just found out about this the other day. I said, well, this is too late for me to invest in a booth, but I'll be coming there as an attendee.
Ed has a booth, and we have a booth, and another company from 11 o'clock group has a booth, and two other companies also have a part of a booth. So yeah, we'll be well represented at the show.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
we are in booth number 934. 932 is a company called Bun Tyco. They do a machine that ties. You ever go to a bakery and you order a cake and they put it in a box and they tie it up with string? His machine, you put the box on the platform and it ties it automatically. And he's coming up with solutions for food service operations.
Wonderful. But Rick or Howard, when you send out the spreadsheet with everyone's name and phone number,
Yes.
Since this event is coming up, would it be possible to put a column for the booth where they're going to be on that, so we can make sure we go around?
I have that in our newspaper, actually. If you go on our website and read the current issue, you'll see a box in the newspaper with all of our contacts listed, all their booth numbers contacted.
Fantastic. I'll make sure I come see them all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and the restaurants know from our 25, 30 years of being there that if they want to find anyone, they go through our paper and then they go through booth by booth to find what they're looking for. So that's kind of a big deal for us as well.
Fantastic.
keeping in new restaurants, etc. I got this information this morning. You're all familiar with Golden Corral, right? They're a buffet chain that has seen some problems over the years with food safety, etc. But they service a certain segment of the population, and they do a great job. They are now going to be opening a fast casual restaurant operation, and it's called Homeward Kitchen. You know about this, Chris?
Oh.
The first one is going to be located in Southern Pines, North Carolina. And
That's very close to their home office.
yeah.
Yeah, I believe their home office is Raleigh, North Carolina, which it was at one time. Southern
Yeah.
Pines is a beautiful area. Pinehurst, Southern Pines, absolutely beautiful country.
Howard, what's the name of the company again? What are they coming in?
The new name of the new restaurant is Homeward Kitchen.
Well, that had to be suggested by the lowest bidder, that Homeward Kitchen.
So what they're going to be doing is they're going to have slow cooked, I guess you call it Southern food, but slow cooked, served fast, family style restaurant, convenient ordering options, and they're going to have dine in, a designated area for online and third party takeout orders, and a drive through. So
Is there a certain slant like barbecue, or is it just
no, I think it's just home style cooking.
all right?
I think what I'm thinking is it's probably going to be a menu like Golden
Cracker
Corral, and they'll just portion it out. Now, that's my thought. I don't know for sure. The Golden Corral Corporation, the president and CEO is Lance Trenery, Trenary. If anybody was interested. And like Chris said, they're headquartered not far from the first location. Did you get all
They have-
that, Terry? I'll give it to you.
Ah.
Okay. Last week, did we talk about college? Or was that in the other group? I get confused.
That was the other group.
Okay, good.
I've already gone.
I just like the fact that Howard actually admitted he gets confused.
Well, let me tell you, the reason this came up was that Walmart has started a program where they're going to be hiring people without a college degree for management and corporate positions with salaries 100,000 plus. So
Yep.
the article that I read after reading that article discusses the benefits of going to college, or well, let me just tell you what this article reported. We were talking about whether college is worth it or not, and of course for certain professions it is, like lawyers and doctors and dentists. Yeah, you have to have a professional degree, but from management position at sales, etc., it may not be. So one in 8 advanced degree holders say the level of education they achieved was not worthwhile. 91% of parents with children under 18 want their child to go to college. 69% of parents who feel college isn't worth it still want their own child to go. That was the one that really got me. That 69% of people who feel it's not worth it still want their kids to go. So the question is, in the food service industry or any industry, is college required? And I mean, I'm sure we've all seen people who have never been in college who've done a great job in their profession because they were literally, I mean, you're born with a certain ability. If you're in the hospitality industry, you really can't learn hospitality. You have to have it in your personality. What do you all think?
Well, Howard, when I was a C student in high school, and I tried college, And I began to realize that college to some employers shows just commitment. It's a piece of sheepskin that says you graduated college. That's just my personal opinion.
Right.
Now, if I wanted to be an attorney like Jessica, yes, I've got to go to college, because you just can't go practice law not knowing what you're talking about. Okay. In my industry,
I beg to differ with you, Rick.
well,
I was about to say, I mean, I don't want to call myself out. No, I'm kidding.
but you know, I mean, in my industry, there's no college degree required. So there are, but I agree with Howard that sometimes can you be successful based on street smarts? Because, you know, somebody can go out and learn how to build a rocket and have absolutely no street sense, no common sense whatsoever, but they can build a rocket. Okay. But they know nothing about how to cut hair or read a roadmap. So college to me was no big deal. Both of my kids tried to go to college. They were not successful, but both of my kids are very, very successful in what they know how to do.
You only have 2 kids. What do you mean most of my kids?
Said both. In fairness.
Two
Army
that he knows about.
Or that he
I'm just waiting for that fraternity lawsuit to hit one day, right? Yeah.
I think that no, I was going to say, I think that why I tend to support continuing education. I don't necessarily support college, and especially because most people leave college with degrees that are not particularly useful. I mean, they're interesting and subjects that are worthwhile studying, or maybe worthwhile studying, I'm not sure. But I don't think college, by and large, lots of exceptions, don't provide adequate return on investment. How do you like that one for, you know, a statement? And I'm a guy with 3 degrees, so, but I'm also very practical. So all my degrees are very practical degrees.
Hey, Jessica, I got a question for you. You strictly do, for you. You strictly do trademark law? You don't do like liquor license permits or anything like that?
I don't do liquor license permits, but I do have connections with liquor license attorneys. I do business law, so I do commercial leases for restaurants and for other businesses. I do employment contracts, so transactional business law, and then trademarks as well.
Okay, so
That's
if you
all I do. Anything else, I refer out.
If you need a liquor license, I can
we would
probably.
know one week ahead of time. The permits and liquor licenses, yeah.
I can. I was acquainted with somebody that specializes in getting liquor license. I don't believe they're attorneys, but that's what they do. And I have a friend client who's a wholesaler of primarily wines, but liquors and alcohol in general. And he uses an individual to get his licenses and approvals.
And Brian's not on here now, but I can speak for him. If you need, he can help you out with a fake ID. Okay. At college, you know, every time I get somebody's resume with a master's degree and they're huffing and puffing, I got a master's degree. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Tell me about your achievements in the restaurant industry. Well, I'm looking for a corporate job. That's fine. Tell me about your achievements in the rest. And then if you really want to throw some kryptonite on the table, explain to me the concept of compound interest. They're never taught compound interest in school.
Hey,
I think it's interesting, right? Because in other countries, for example, in Hispanic countries, once you graduate high school, you go straight into your profession. So if you want to be a doctor, you go straight into medical school. And medical school includes the undergrad courses that you would need for pre-med, right? But you don't do these elusive 4 years and then go into graduate school. I think it is a thing about money in the end, but also I think those 4 years, what you get the most value of is the discipline of going to class if you are disciplined with that, but also the work experience. Because I'll tell you, I went to school full time and had 2 jobs, And my friend just went to school and had no work experience. And when we came out, we were two different individuals, right? So I think it's also focusing that time to get that work experience. But yeah, I agree. I mean, most countries, they just go straight into the career. And by the time that they're 22 or 23, they're already professionals, and it's a different type of maturity. We have doctors graduating, and I'm saying this because my sister's a doctor, graduating in their 30s and 40s, and now they're getting into their career. So yeah, you know, they could have used those 4 years of a head start.
You know, Chris, going back to what you were talking about, I got a master's degree. We've got a personal friend of ours who went for her bachelor's, and instead of she was going into teaching. So instead of getting her bachelor's, getting some background experience in teaching, she goes right for her master's. And then she complains that she can't get a job. Well, nobody's going to hire an individual with no experience as a teacher with a master's and get paid what you think you should get paid with a master's degree. You've got to build up your knowledge of your profession and then go back and get your master's and then take the next step. Because most individuals who have master's degree in education, they're going to be a principal, they're going to be a superintendent, they're going to be in administration. They're not going to be at a chalkboard. They're moving up.
I hate to correct you a little bit, but
Uh-oh,
tends,
I'm in trouble.
no, you're on the right track. I'm not going to correct you very much. It turns out that in some states, I don't know Florida, but in New York, basically you can be hired with a degree in education, but you have to take courses towards a master's. You don't actually have to get a master's
Well,
in order to get
young-
more pay and promoted.
well, see, this young lady was looking for it as pay.
Well, I understand. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's why I said encourage only a little.
Yeah. But, you know, and that's it, you know, obviously, I think every state in that aspect is going to be different.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is, you know, but college isn't for everybody. It isn't for, and the way that colleges are going right now, it's, you know, it's, and how much it costs to go to school right now in the state of Alabama. If you want to go to University of Alabama, if you don't have at least a 3.8 or higher GPA and at least $300,000 in your back pocket, you ain't getting in.
Yep.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You have
really
to have,
it's really
University of
expensive.
Alabama raised their GPA because what it is they're not requiring an SAT or ACT score anymore, but they're requiring a GPA of 3.8 or higher. And right now, the average cost of the student is $35,000 to $40,000 a year to go to University of Alabama.
Unless you can run the 100-yard dash in 8 seconds or less.
There you go. Know how to catch a football. Exactly. You're right.
Jessica had
You know
to
what's so
jump
sad
off.
is Joe hit the nail right on the head.
Exactly.
Jessica had to jump off, but I was going to mention that a lot of people go to law school and they come out, they go work for a law firm or they work on their own, and they end up at the end of their career in a totally different industry. They're not lawyers. They work.
I don't know if that's terribly unusual. I'm in a very different industry than where I started out.
So am I. I started out in soft goods. Now I'm in
Hard goods.
I don't know what
I
I'm
was
in
going to
now.
say, now you're in soft goods again.
Yeah.
You're a professional bullshitter. That's what it is.
I said,
Well, anyway,
Hey guys,
Howard?
I've
Howard,
got
I'm
to
gonna-
jump off. I've got an appointment I got to get to, but everybody have a great weekend. And I look forward to next week is 10 o'clock my time. Is that correct?
no,
Or 9
10 o'clock my time.
9 o'clock my time. Okay. You guys have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Good to meet you all. I look forward to staying in touch with you in the future.
All right, well, I'm going to officially end the meeting. Thank you all for coming. Again, if you want to reach us, give us a call at 561-620-8888. We'll go to our website, trnusa.com. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and let the sauce be with you.